Good morning and welcome to this yoga class on posture. I am getting older like everybody else. I don't know anyone except for Benjamin Button who goes backwards. And I'm finding more and more that I'm tending to round over. So this class is for me as much as it is for you. I think we can all benefit from a posture class. So that's what we'll have today. Let's start lying down so we can use the mat as a template for our good posture. Okay. So lying on the mat, let's press our shoulders up towards the ceiling, squeeze them up towards the ears, and press them back and down. Roll the palms up. Roll the legs out. Get a sense of the shape of your body. And particularly notice if your shoulders are on the floor or if they're jutting up and your neck is jutting up with your chin higher than your forehead. Can you lengthen the back of your neck and soften your shoulders onto the mat? A lot of people are already so habitually rounded that they don't reach the mat with their shoulders. And if they're compensating by hunching their shoulders and stretching their neck up, instead, bring a little folded towel to clasp and have your forehead and chin level. So that's a little prop, just a little folded towel, so that if your shoulders pull you forward, you can support your head instead of crunching your neck. So there's an easy postural adjustment that you can make in class. Take a few more breaths here, inviting your shoulders to press back, your chest to broaden. And now pick up one shoulder and slide it down and feel how that slides your shoulder blade down your back as well. Compare the two shoulders. Pick up your other shoulder, slide that down, sliding your shoulder blade down as well, and relax into the floor. You might feel a little bit of compression in your back, so if you need to shimmy out your hips again and lengthen out your back, go ahead and do that. And feel your shoulder blades walking towards each other. Feel your chest broadening. Let's reach the arms up towards the ceiling and press the head of the arm bone down into the floor. We're going to be doing this movement a lot during class. Now open your arms out nice and wide, squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other, broadening the chest. And then we roll the palms so that the thumbs are on the floor. Feel how that slides your shoulder blades down your back even more. Keeping the chest broad and the shoulder blades down your back, just turn your palms so that the pinky side of your hand is on the floor. We'll do more of this when we're standing and we can bring our arms around behind us. And now let's reach the arms up overhead with the palms parallel and squeeze your elbows towards your ears as you reach out from heels to fingertips. And if it doesn't work for you to have your arms overhead, keep them reaching out at your sides. Feel the energy in your upper back and shoulders as you squeeze your elbows towards your ears and reach out from toes to fingertips. And as long as we're here, let's do some feet and ankle and hand work. Let's point the hands and the toes toward the ceiling and point the toes and straighten the arms. Flexing the hands and the toes, pointing toes and hands. Inhale, flex. Exhale, lengthen. Let's circle the wrists and ankles. And circle back the other way. And down. One more breath here, relaxing the shoulders back. And let's bring the arms back down. Woo, a lot of work in the shoulders there. Bring the legs in. Give yourself a hug. And again, press the shoulders back. Broaden your chest. Here again is a pose where when people hug the legs, they'll tend to bring their shoulders up and jut their chin. So press the shoulders back and lengthen the back of your neck. And a little rock from side to side. And let's roll over and come to a seated position. Cheat sheet today. Okay, so starting sitting up nice and tall. I got this breath from Sherry Zach Morris, one of my favorite yoga teachers. She says, imagine that you're a whale and you have a blowhole in the middle of your upper back. We're going to breathe in and out through that blowhole. That will be our pranayama this morning. Awareness in the middle of your upper back. Feel your back broaden as you breathe in. Blowing out the blowhole as you breathe out. And let's continue with our warm-ups. Let's bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale them down with a sigh. as you bring your shoulders down, really press them down and feel the chest lifting as a consequence. Notice the action, the connection between the shoulder blades sliding down the back and the breast expanding. So we're supporting our postural muscles. We're supporting the organs inside our chest, our lungs and our heart. By deepening our breathing, we're creating relaxation in our body, more efficient functioning of our cells, greater energy. A lot of benefits. All right, and just come to stillness and notice how you feel. Let's rotate the head and look around over the shoulder. And look around the other way. Come back to center. Bring the ear to one shoulder. Walk the other hand away from you and press your fingertips into the floor. Inhale upright. Bring your other ear to your other shoulder. Walk your hand behind you at diagonal. Press your fingertips into the floor. Inhale back up. One more time, ear to shoulder. This time we're going to move the head forward and backward over the shoulder. Come back to center, inhale up. And lower the ear the other way. And then we'll move the head forward and backward over the shoulder. And back to center and up. Let's bring our hands behind our head. Slide the shoulder blades down the back and towards each other and broaden the chest. Now we've been working on girdling the core, so you know you're not poking out your rib cage. You're supporting this upper body movement with a nice firm core. And then we're going to open back and lift the head. And then keeping that nice length in the spine. I love that sense of hollowing out through the front of the body. Might do blowhole breathing here as you broaden the back. Inhale, broaden the chest, supporting with a nice lifted abdomen and tucked lower ribs. So that openness of the back grows out of the support of your core. So we're taking a few breaths in each position, transitioning on an exhale here. And inhaling here. And back to center. Let's drop our hands to our shoulders. And we'll do some backward, might call it swimming. So there's a little movement in your upper body here, not just the shoulders. Might hear some creaking happening, some popping. Just shows how much we need this. So we're bringing some motion and flexibility into our rib cage. See, the lower part of our body is quite flexible. And so that often takes all of the stress of our movement. So if we can bring more support into the upper body, it will balance things out. Let's go the other way. And back to center. Take that in. We're going to do airport scanner. So turn your palms up, elbows in. We're going to bring the hands up overhead. I guess the palms can be facing forward here. And feel the movement of your shoulder blades, of your chest muscles. And as you press your elbows into your body, again, feel the lift in your chest, shoulder blades coming down your back. Let's get the rest of the body going. We put a lot of attention into our upper body. We'll come back, but let's come over onto our hands and knees. And let's do some little cat circles here. Opening up the hips and the knees. The shoulders don't need any more opening. And we'll go the other way. And back to center. And let's do some cat and dog. And come to a flat back. We're going to deconstruct this series, cat and dog, just a little bit. because again, it's easy to move through the lower back, but we want to move through the upper back as well. So we're going to focus on the upper back for a minute. So coming into your nice flat tabletop, begin to lift the tailbone and lift the chest. You might notice the shoulder blades sliding down your back. I'm going to exaggerate that by pressing the elbows back and coming down just a little bit. You feel how that increases the curve and opens the chest a little more. And then let's reverse that, lifting the blowhole way high and breathing out of that blowhole. And then one more time, we'll turn into our dog tilt. Bend the elbows back, coming down a little bit, pressing into the base of your fingers. Feel the shoulder blades supporting your back, your chest opening. And again, the more you can support with your core and tuck your lower ribs, the more effective this will be for a whole body experience. And let's lift up, rounding, tucking the chin and feeling the height through that blowhole. Stretch it up. Last one, coming into table, coming into dog tilt, pressing the elbows back and sliding down a little bit, supporting with your core. And counter stretch one more time. And come back into child. Maybe you want to bring your hands behind you. And lift up your head, bring your arms in front of you and walk yourself around to one side. Giving yourself a nice little side stretch. Inhale back to center and walk yourself around the other way, giving yourself a nice little side stretch here. And back to center and back into child. You can stay in child for a minute or come into a squat. Just because squats are so good for you. But again, don't round over here. See if you can slide your shoulder blades down your back using your hands pressing into each other, lifting the chest. So you're either in squat or child, whichever works for you. If you're in either one, swish your hips a little bit from side to side, releasing your lower back, because we've been doing a lot of upper back stuff. So we want to be fair and loving to the rest of our body. And come back to stillness, and then from whichever pose you're in, let's come into Uttanasana, bringing the feet to parallel, surrendering over the legs. And bring your hands to your thighs and lengthen your spine. And come on up. Coming into Tadasana. So we're going to round through the legs, tuck the tailbone, lift up the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals, tuck the rib cage. We're going to bring our thumbs underneath our armpits and lift our chest as we roll our shoulders down and back. Or farmer pose or banker pose. Lifting from the chest. So a lot of back bends, we're not doing them from the lower back. That's compressing the lower back, that's stressing it. We're lifting from the chest. We're going to get into some back bends in a bit. Okay, let's grab our strap. Some warm-ups first. So starting in Tadasana. And if you don't want to stand, you can do a lot of this sitting too. So if you prefer, we'll start the strap kind of wide. And we're going to just do some big circles, pulling the strap apart, reaching back. You'll figure out how wide you need to be in order to get your arms to go in a full circle. And then we'll reach back up and come forward and down. Then you might hear some cracking, popping. That's okay. Now, if you can, move your hands a little bit closer. And we'll try it again, a little more challenging. Pulling on the strap. Nice Tadasana. Reaching up. Oops. I can't do it any further. Whoa, that's toughy. So you have to find what your limit is, what your edge is, or maybe you need to bend your arms to get through that. Maybe you need to bend your elbows to get down. But that's okay because you feel your shoulder blades pulling towards each other. One more. So again, it's okay if you bend the elbows here, feel those shoulder blades pull towards each other, come down, last one. Good job. This time we're going to take the strap behind us with our palms away from our back, and we're about hip width apart. And we're going to pull the strap down and away. And feel how that brings the chest up. You can continue with the strap in Yoga Mudra, or you can bring your hands into Yoga Mudra. So stepping the feet just a little bit wider than hip width, pulling down and away on the strap, or dropping the strap and doing Yoga Mudra with your hands. Let's inhale, diving forward. Keep pulling the shoulders away from your ears and letting your head dangle. It's okay to bend your knees slightly if that makes it better for you. And let's come around to one side. And back to center. And come around the other way. And back to center. And lengthen your spine. Pull yourself up. And just release the strap for a second to one hand. Let the arms float up and down. We're going to use the strap. If you don't have a strap, you can do banker arms again. Otherwise, I'm going to bring the strap around underneath our upper back. And throw the edges of the strap over your shoulder and cross them. And then grab the bottom end of your strap and pull it forward so that you're using your strap as a kind of a girdle to lift your chest. So again, you're not contracting your lower back. You're just lifting up through the front of the body, shoulders down, chest broad. Feeling that wonderful opening and deep breathing. And release. Okay. We'll put the strap down for a minute. We'll do some warrior one poses. So starting with that nice Tadasana, supporting with your lower body so that the lift is in the upper body. We step the right leg back and reach the arms forward, and then pull the head of the arm bone into the socket. Open the arms out, turn the palms up. Feel how the shoulder blades roll down your back and the chest broadens. And then bring your hands behind you, clasping elbows. And then lifting, don't just fold back from the lower back, lift up through the chest and arc back from the chest, arcing back over your arms. Imagine a string is pulling you up from your breastbone. Inhale back up, release the hands and step forward. We'll step the other foot back. Strong core, reach your arms out, shoulder blades down. Inhale, open your arms out wide. Turn your palms up, shoulders roll back and down. Actually, then turn your palms down, keeping the rest of your arms where they are. And then bringing your arms behind you, cross elbows the opposite way. And lifting up through the front of the body, arcing back from the upper back. Keep lifting through the chest. Inhale up, release the hands, step forward. You're doing great. So we're going to go into Yoga Mudra so you can grab your strap again or do Yoga Mudra. So either your hands are behind you in Yoga Mudra or you're holding this strap. Step out nice and wide. Bring the hands together in Yoga Mudra and the shoulder blades together. So again, supporting through the core, lifting through the chest, hands pulled down and back, either using your strap or holding your hands together. And imagine you're being pulled up by your chest. And let's dive forward. Feet are parallel or slightly pigeon-toed. I notice as I go down, I want to move my heels out more. Inhale and pull ourselves back up. And again, if you're holding the strap, you can just hold it in one hand. Release your arms for a minute. Oof. Then interlace your hands the unusual way or hold the strap. We'll turn our toes. pulling the strap down and away, lifting through the breast, coming into a lunge here. And then we'll come into peaceful warrior. And it's either going to be a ski jump, or if you have the flexibility, shoulder inside your knee, let your head go. Pulling those arms as high above you as you can and letting your head relax. Inhale back up. Come back to releasing the arms. Turn the toes the other way. Again, interlace your hands the unusual way, or you're using your strap about hip distance apart, whatever makes this pose workable and best for you. Turning towards the front leg, let's come into a lunge here. Lifting the chest, arcing up. And reaching over the leg, either ski jump or all the way down, shoulder inside the knee. Head releases, arms away from your body, shoulders away from your ear. Inhale up. Release. Float up. And down. And toe heel back to Tadasana. Our last standing pose, we're going to do warrior 3. And I think I'm going to do it with the strap. But again, you could do yoga mudra if you want to. So the palms are facing away from your body. That hip width apart. It's going to be a challenge. So if you need to drop the strap and have your arms out Superman style instead, you can. Okay. So find your drishti. Step forward. Lift your heel. And this could be your pose. Or come on over. A little challenging with your arms behind you like this. Into warrior 3. And if you need to drop the strap and do Superman arms instead, go right ahead. And release. Woo. Shake it out. And we'll do the other side. So we're opening the chest. We're not doing the back arc here. We're just broadening the chest and strengthening the postural muscles. Stepping forward. Finding your drishti, pulling your arms away. Coming into warrior 3. A little challenging. That's okay. And shake it out. Whew. Maybe a little open and close of those shoulders here. And let's come back down onto our mats and child. Lengthen your exhales to come back to normal. And we've now warmed up, so we should be able to do a really nice camel. So if you'd like to pad your knees, fold up your mat. Come on up with your knees. And starting a thunderbolt, we'll do an easy warm-up. Walk the hands behind you. So again, starting with that firm core, feel the shoulder blades behind you, begin to lift through the chest. And come back to neutral. And you can do a second set there or come up onto your knees. Turn the toes over so the heels are higher. Uh-oh, we were talking about cramps earlier. Okay, so we're going to bring the hands to the sacrum. So again, that action of squeezing the shoulder blades, broadening the chest, supporting with the core. Begin to lengthen, lifting up through the front of the body and arcing back. And if you can, reaching one hand to your heel and then the other. And you may find yourself reaching back, but then press your hips forward and your chest forward, lifting through your chest. This is the ultimate, I think, in those back bends. Very intense. And if it's too intense, stay here. But don't crunch your back or your neck. Keep lifting through your chest. Inhale back up. Good job. It's a lot of work. Come on back down onto your heels. We'll counter with Yoga Mudra here. So bringing your hands behind you or grab your strap again. Tuck your chin. Bring your forehead to the floor. And if it's safe for you, lift your hips, coming onto the top of your head. And lower back down, release your arms. Slowly roll up, straighten out your mat. We're going to come over onto our backs, preparing for bridge pose, which again is a lovely chest opener back bend. And if you want to use your strap in bridge pose, you're going to have it around your ankles and you're going to pull against your ankles. That's another option. So bring your shoulder blades close in, hold your strap. When you're ready, begin to lift your hips. And remember, if you have back issues, you're going to stop with a straight back. But if you don't have back issues, you're going to come higher. And it's not just the hips that you're lifting, but feel the shoulder blades pulling towards each other. Turn your palms up. Lift through your back, through your upper back, squeezing those shoulder blades towards each other. And lifting your chest, broadening your chest, and bringing your chest up towards your chin. So keep making the focus here of lifting the chest, the spine behind your heart, helping you to open the upper body. pulling against the strap to help you open the upper body. It's intense. Only do what works for you. Two more breaths. And slowly lower down. Ooh, roll those shoulders out. Oh my goodness, that was something. Let's release the strap. Bring the knees in, give yourself a hug. Flattening the shoulders. And remember, in the beginning of class, we checked out our posture. So in a minute, we're going to check that again. See if there's a difference. Just want to do one more thing before we end. We did a lot of back bends, so let's end with some forward folds. Let's roll over. Come sit up. Coming to Tadasana. Let's bring the left heel in, right toes up, and lengthen over that leg. Inhale, lengthen back up. Bring that knee up and out. Bring the other leg in. Open it out. Toes up. Exhale, stretch over the leg. Inhale up. Stretch your legs out, give a little shake. Good, we have just time for a spinal twist. Let's bring one leg in, foot flat on the floor. Hip, fist distance apart. Grab that leg, bring the other hand to the floor behind you. Lift that arm up shoulder height, follow it around with your eyes. Release that leg, shake it out. Bring the other leg in, fist distance apart. Grab the leg, other hand to the floor. Inhale tall and exhale, rotate. Inhale back to center, forward fold. Inhale up. Grab what you need for Shavasana and come on down. Then we'll do our postural check. So let the legs roll outward. Lift one shoulder up, slide your shoulder blade down the back. Roll the shoulder back and down, the palm turns up. Lift the other shoulder, slide that shoulder blade down your back. Press that shoulder down and back, palm turns up. Palms about a foot away from your hips. Lengthen the back of your neck. Press your shoulders down and notice if they touch the floor or if they feel closer to the floor than they did when we started class. Notice if the back of your neck feels long and your chin and forehead feel level or closer to level. Or if you're using a folded towel, if maybe you don't need to fold it as many times. With each exhalation, feel your back widening and softening into your support. You can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. And move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And when you're ready, roll to one side and come to a seated position. Thank you for coming to this postural class. Walk tall, walk proud. Namaste.